She expects my client to support her boyfriend, and their new child. Um, and so where is her boyfriend's obligation? That's what we have to ask. Why should my client be paying for a house for him to live in rent free? She demands money. She demands gas in her car. She demands groceries. She demands diapers. My client is paying for everything right now and has been since this whole thing occurred. But he is seriously being taken advantage of here.
So Mr. Lowe is to return to the home. Ms. Lowe is to vacate. Respondent must move out of the family home within 30 days.
Given my circumstances of I be given more than 30 days.
I am going to keep the 30 days right now.
While her ex-husband was paying all the bills, including the mortgage and other expenses, she was the one living on that property with her new partner. The funny part is that she is already pregnant, but still expected her ex-husband to pay her bills. However, it didn't last long as the judge gave them 30 days to leave his property.
She expects my client to support her boyfriend, and their new child. And so where is her boyfriend's obligation? That's what we have to ask. Why should my client be paying for a house for him to live in rent free? He's not paying rent. And my client is not only the out spouse, but the expectations that she places on him in the text messages are untenable and unfair. She demands money. She demands gas in her car. She demands groceries. She demands diapers. He doesn't mind those things, but he is also paying for her housing. He's paying the utilities.
I'm honestly struggling to understand why those two adults are expecting another man to support them financially. The last time I checked, he has 2 children with her, not 5. It seems like all of them want to leave on his expenses, and this is not fair on the poor guy who just wanted to do the right thing. She is making demands as if she doesn't have a partner or can't work. He is already paying the rent and other bills, but on top of that, she also wants him to fill her car tank and buy them groceries. But why is he expected to cover those bills when she is already pregnant by someone else?
But he is seriously being taken advantage of here. That being said, there is absolutely no reason she cannot be working and as the court is aware, we just agreed to a 50-50 residential schedule. So that means that there's no reason she can't be working on her off weeks. She needs to get a job. If her boyfriend isn't working, he needs to be. If he isn't working, then if he is working, then he needs to pay rent, thereby reducing my client's obligation. My client is paying for everything right now and has been since this whole thing occurred.
The question still remains. Why are those 2 adults who are already living for free doing at home without a job? As the lawyer said, they are taking advantage of the guy who has a good heart, but thankfully, he found a good lawyer who is helping in this situation. I just don't understand how a grown man can expect another man to feed his family. It doesn't make any sense.
But I am going to order that Mr. Lowe remain in the marital home at this time. Do not believe it's appropriate for this court to order that Mr. Lowe pay expenses of this home while a new significant other is in the home. I also don't believe. So Mr. Lowe is to return to the home. Ms. Lowe is to vacate.
This probably was one of the easiest cases this judge ever dealt with. I think she already knew what the outcome would be even before starting, as anyone with common sense would be able to decide on this case. The judge started by saying that it's not appropriate that he pays all the bills while she and her man live for free. This is something everyone knew but them. They are the only group who thought it would be perfectly fine to have another person paying for their expenses. But now they will have to go. The easy life will end in 30 days. So why is he paying anything? Sell the place and move on. Always sell the house and divorce, or you get stuff like this. They are divorced. Why does she expect her ex to pay for her house and bills? This is crazy. When it's finished, they should be required to repay half of what he has spent this far.
As I understand it, this is a 5-year marriage. I'm not ordering support at this time. I'm not ordering any sort of alimony or marital payments to Ms. Lowe at this time. require that the petitioner or allow the petitioner to return to the home and stay in the family home. Respondent must move out of the family home within 30 days of today's date.
Yes, Your Honor. I would just ask that since the court is granting his petition to have me move within 30 days, given my circumstances and my pregnancy and having to relocate my other kids, including the ones I share with him, that at this time, I be given more than 30 days to find new residents. I know the petitioner had told me in person that he would extend it till January if it went this way, but I don't know what their feelings are on the matter.
At this point, I do understand where she was coming from. Since none of them probably work, it won't be easy to move out in 30 days due to lack of income. Maybe it was a way to get her finances in order before she moved out, but the judge had enough of them living for free.
What I'm going to do right now, and one of the reasons I'm making this ruling is I do think it's wholly inappropriate that for this court to have Mr. Lowe paying for household expenses when another adult is living in that marital house. So I am going to keep the 30 days right now.
As we can see, once again, the judge decided to highlight the fact they had her ex paying for all the expenses while they just enjoyed life. The judge's mind was already made up. All she wanted from the case was to make justice. The person paying should be the one living in the house, and the sooner it happens, the better. So she didn't want any delay in that transition. This is the reason she didn't want to give them more time. They have lived for free long enough, and in her opinion, it wouldn't make sense to give them more days in that house. She wants them to start paying some rent. In other words, he's a nice guy. Possible solution: sell the house and tell her to get a job and bye-bye. This is happening every day, everywhere. I get the guy is letting his lawyer talk because that's what she's paid for, but he kind of looks like he's in timeout. Once the boyfriend moved in, he shouldn't be paying. Not once did she say anything about getting a job, or did I miss it? I would like to say thank you for all the support we receive from our community. We can see all the likes and comments. Thanks for that. We really appreciate it. Also, I want to let you know that most of you aren't subscribers, so if you don't mind, please subscribe to our channel. It will help a lot. I am honestly happy for him. Justice was finally made. He is definitely a good guy who was trying to do his best for his children, but his ex was taking advantage of his kindness. But fortunately, he had a good lawyer who was able to highlight the relevant point of this case, which easily made the judge understand what was going on. But I don't know how she and her new partner somehow thought that it was perfectly fine to have her ex paying for their expenses. Do they really expect him to work hard for himself and for them while they stay at home doing nothing? How can this make any sense? I bet both of them used to laugh a lot anytime her ex paid the rent and other expenses. But fortunately, the judge put an end to it, and I know from now on they won't be laughing anymore. It was just fair. Since he is the one paying, he should be the one living in the property, not those who are living for free. Now she has 30 days to start paying some bills. She will need to get a job just like everyone else. You can only be a stay-at-home mom when your current partner is facilitating that environment. You can't expect it from your ex-husband.
Open up.
Come on. I know you're freaking here. Listen, you have not paid child support for 3 months now. Like, we need this money, so you need to pay up, okay?
We really depend on this money. If you don't start paying up, I'm going to have to get a job. And we already pre-ordered tickets to Mardi Gras, and we're really dependent on this. So if this doesn't come, that's not good.
Listen, we already booked first class for this trip, okay?
First class.
So, look,
He wants you to pay.
yeah, he needs you to pay up so we can do this thing, okay?
Pay up, sucker.
Let's just go.
$4,878.
Get a job, both of you. You can win the court using this video, especially the ticket part. Unemployed people demanding money and spend money what they don't have. Now child support will be going to the father because they just proved they aren't financially stable enough to take care of the child. Be a man and get a job. The other man is paying for one child, not two. I don't know whether this couple knows that this footage can be used in court. They are clearly demonstrating that they are depending on the child's father financially. And if this is the case, the judge would like to know more about it, especially when they mention that they need the money for their holiday expenses. But this situation would be avoided if both were willing to do what all adults must do, which is work to support themselves. Why are you relying on someone else when you are well capable of working and funding your lifestyle? The child's father has responsibilities with one child, not 3.
If you don't start paying up, I'm gonna have to get a job.
This was the funny part of this video. Her new partner must be the biggest comedian ever. Does he really think the child's father is worried about his employment status? If you can't afford to travel because you don't have a job, you should consider starting looking for it, and maybe you will be able to travel next time. The money he gives is to support his child. It's not for their family's holiday expenses, and this is something they should understand. Besides those points, it was interesting that a man was willing to do that to another man. He wouldn't be happy if it was done to him. So why was he willing to do it to another person? He wants the child's father to pay for the holiday he can't afford.
Sorry, but I cannot date a guy that already has kids because I have 5 kids already. So imagine if you're coming with your kids into the relationship. I have 5, you have 2. Now I have to be a mother of 7 kids. There's no way I cannot be a mother of 7 kids. I'm very young to be a mother of 7 kids. So I'm better off with my 5 kids. So as a guy, when you come to me or when you come to date me, you just have to have no kids and also be ready to be a stepdad to my kids. I want a present father. So if you're gonna date me, you're gonna date me with my kids, and it's a must. You have to take care of us financially. You have to provide for all of my kids and myself. I am not working. Just know if we come as a bargain. We come as a bargain, so you cannot take one and leave the rest. Also, I do not want your kids. I don't have to date a guy that has kids because I already have my own. I hope this is clear. So if you're interested as a guy, hit my inbox and be ready to be a stepfather, okay?
I don't know whether she got advice from someone else or this was her own idea, but the fact of the matter is that her strategy won't give her the result expected. She didn't think this through before making this video, and this is why what she is saying sounds completely unobtainable. So, she wants a man to come into her life to help her raise her kids, but at the same time she wants nothing to do with his. He can't bring them into the mix because she can't look after more children. Make it make sense. She openly asked for what she is not willing to give, and this is where things are not connecting, and I am sure she won't find many guys willing to engage in that type of relationship. And to make it more interesting, she was asking to be contacted. Those who are interested should DM her, but I know for sure that her DM going to be dry like a desert, as the type of man she is looking for also wants to see a reciprocation of the energy they give. She wants a provider, and those guys usually want a woman who also has the same principles. She doesn't have to provide financially, but must provide in other areas, and it seems like she isn't willing to offer that either. We reached the end of our video, and we hope you like it. Make sure to check our channel tomorrow for another great content.